Hey guys, welcome back. It's me Rajan Sharma, and in this tutorial we are going to resume the project social media APK. So in this video guys, I'll be showing you that how can we fetch the stories. So guys, very first of all, you can see on the screen that this is fragment 4, and very first of all we have to make changes in this XML file. As you can see that the latest layout file is looking pretty cool and nice. As you can see that we have this extra button for adding story, we have a horizontal recycler view for stories, for post, and everything is pretty simple and good looking. Okay, and I will show you the complete XML code, do not worry. So very first of all, our parent layout is constant layout. Then we are using a recycler view, and it is basically for deleting the story, okay, after 24 hours. So that is the main purpose of using this recycler view. You can write down the code. Second, we are using a extra card view for making this red circle around the image view or profile, or you can say story circle view. Okay, so this is a code for that, and inside that recycle card view we are using another card view which we are using for making the image view circular. Okay, then inside that we are using image view, and you can see its code create post f4. So this is previous code, nothing is changed, only this red circle is added newly. Okay, and I have added this social media tagline and some minor changes I have done here. So you can see that this is image view, and then after that we are using another image view which is for this you can see plus, okay, icon, and you will get it on rajansharma.com. When you will join the memberships, you will get all these apks, sorry, you will get all the codes and these image files. Okay, and you can see its code also. And now after that we are using another recycler view which is for fetching stories in horizontal way. Then we are using a text view, and here we are simply it is for your story. Okay, then we are using another recycler view which is for fetching posts. Okay, then at last we have this text view, and this is a text view for social media. Okay, the tagline. So guys, this was the complete XML code of this fragment 4 I have shown you. Okay, for source code you can join membership on rajansharma.com and you will get the complete code and you can make the APK in just seconds. Fine. So after that XML part, I will show you the change that you have to do. So then after that you have to open story activity. Okay, and here I will start from the beginning, that you have to declare a reference which is going to be database reference of name all story. Okay, and then after that you have to give its reference. So just simply give it reference like this, all story database reference get reference all story. So I'm not showing you the complete code. See, I'm not showing you the complete code because see the previous tutorials have all these coding, so you can watch those videos. Okay, and I'm only showing you the new changes that I have done in this video, in this project, for making new functionalities implementing. Okay, and now after this what you have to do is simply come inside this open story method, and the only change that I have done here is I have changed the delete time and reference. Okay, so now here you have to add one more zero in this time end. Okay, and you have to give this string key all story dot push dot get key reference here, and before that you have to pass current user ID. So what basically we are doing, we are storing stories of a specific user inside their user ID. Let's say for example this is a reference for all story, this is a user ID of the user who will upload a story, and inside this he can upload as many as stories they want. So it will go as this random key. Fine, and inside it you can see all its detail, time and time upload, user ID, name, post URI, caption, URL. So all these details will be saved inside this node, so you can understand the reference very easily. Okay, so now after making this change, you can see that this was a complete change that we are going to do. Okay, and now I will also show you the code for uploading stories, story activity. Yes, so guys, now you can see that I have also changed the layout file of this. So now it's looking pretty good. Okay, as compared to the previous tutorials and video, now this layout is quite user friendly and easy to, you know a user will like it. When they will start using the application, they can simply pick any image, upload, write something. Okay, now I have not added anything new, just layout file is changed. you can see, okay, how is it looking. So now after fragment 4 activity story activity, now we have to do the changes in fragment 4, and how we can fetch the story of people we are following. So that was our main functionality. So for that you have to simply open fragment 4 and first of all folding and collapse all, and you have to open this on start. Inside it guys, here you can see that here we are working with story Firebase adapter where we are fetching the stories. So let's make it simple. So you just have to open story view holder.java. Okay, so it is a class where we are fetching the stories. Okay, so you just have to create it, story view holder, simply pass two parameters, image view, text view. Okay, inside it we will need three methods, and the first one is set story. This method is just empty, we are not passing any reference, we are not passing any childs or any kind of data inside it. It is just for fetching the data in the fragment 4. Okay, then after that, for fetching the stories of people we are following, what we have to do is you have to simply create this method which is public void set following, and here we will pass only three parameters. First one is fragment activity, which we need for fetching data in a fragment. Okay, second is our string name and string user id. Only these two values we need, and rest of the data will be fetched from Firebase. So now you can see that here database reference all story, I have given the reference, okay, of this all story. You guys can understand pretty easily, and this is a reference that you will get in the story layout, and I have already created this file in my previous tutorials. I have only added this extra red circle which you guys can add by yourself also, and for source code you can visit rajansharma.com where you will get everything. Okay, so it is just a very simple red circle, then recycler view, card view, then image view, and a very basic text view. Fine, that's all. So now after giving its reference, here you can see that IV story F4, IV username story, complete thing. Okay, then you have to use a value event listener where we will do a very simple validation that if all your story reference has child which is user ID, and this is a user ID means user ID of user who have uploaded the story. Fine. So here we will simply fetch the story of people, I mean the person who have uploaded it, and if it exists, so we will simply do, we will fetch the stories. Okay, allow story all story dot child user id, and here we are simply fetching two values from that. Okay, which is url and name, and after fetching these two values, we will simply do is we are going to show it here. Okay, that Picasso show image view and tv text view dot name results. We will only fetch the name of user, url and name. Okay, because this is only two values we have to show on the fragment 4. Rest of the data we will show when user will tap on that story item, and then we will go take the user to show story activity. Okay, so now after implementing this part of code, let me show you the complete coding so you guys will understand more easily, and source code is also available, just visit rajansharma.com. so this was a complete code. Okay, and then after that, yeah, so this is how you have to fetch the story in the story view holder, and you can see the complete code. After inside this delete story, you also have to create a method of delete story, and you have to pass a string key, long time end, string uid, string post uri. So this is a logic database reference. It is a method for deleting a specific story of a user if it crossed 24 hours after uploading. Okay, so this is a very simple code that you can see I have already. Okay, so you just have to pause the video, write down this code, create this method. I have shown you the complete code of this story beholder java also. Now go back to fragment 4, and yeah, so guys, now here in this Firebase recycler adapter, how we will fetch the story of people we are following. So guys, here the simple thing is very simple. Okay, we have to create one more reference which is following reference, and for that following reference, what you have to do is you have to open the fragment 3 and show user activity, because there we are managing how we will follow and unfollow someone. So just open fragment 3 and show user also here. Those who have seen this, those who have followed this playlist from the beginning can understand everything easily. If you came very first time to this video, you might get confused that what exactly I'm doing, I'm not able to understand. You just have to watch the complete video from the beginning, or you can simply purchase the membership. So I will give you the complete code, apk file, zip file, source code, so you can create the complete apk in just minutes. Okay, choice is yours. What you want, you want to see 100 videos, or you just want to get codes in minute. Okay, so in this show user here, very first of all you have to create a reference for following. It's a very simple thing. You just have to create a reference of name following. Inside it, create a user ID, and inside that you can store the value of user who you are following. You can understand. Okay, the logic is pretty simple. And yeah, here you can see the following reference. Inside this on create, you will see following's reference. Let me show you. Follow. Inside this, yeah, we have this database reference 1, started following you. Here you can see the code for following reference. Simply following reference database.get reference following.child. Here you have to pass current user ID, and here you have to pass user ID. Following reference, set user ID, name, user ID, following member. Okay, so this was a complete code that you have to pass, and this following member is nothing, just a model class that I have initialized as a following member, and I will show you its code too. Just a minute. Following member, here it is. So following member equals to new request member. Request member is a class that we are creating for sending request, follow request. Okay, so I will also show you its code. Request member, here it is. It is just a very simple class: string name, URL, profession, bio, privacy, email, followers, website, user ID. This was a complete code of, and then you have to generate some getters and setters. That's all. Okay, and empty constructor for fetching data from Firebase. So this was a complete code of this request member. So what you have to do, you have to simply initialize it like here it is: request member, following member. Okay, and after that following member you have to initialize it like this, and after that the work is done, and then you have to come inside this follow, and here you can see the complete code how we are storing the value of user we are following. So it is a condition when the user account is, I mean, public. See, here you can see the condition is if user account is public, so we will automatically start following that user. But in case if the user have private account and you send the request, so when the user will accept it, then he should appear in your following list. So for that you have to open fragment 3 and simply here decline on start. Yes. So inside this on start you have to open the database reference where we are fetching profile reference, request database reference, post key, name, email, privacy, button 1. Yeah, so this is a ref code for, here you can see, accepting. So if user will click on yes and they will accept your request, so here I have also the same thing. You can see the code. The process is very simple. You just have to create initialize request member class, declare it, then initialize it, and create a reference for following reference, database, get reference, following child UID, simply pass UID, and then set current user ID, name result, current user ID dot set value following member. So this was a code that you have to write in order to store value of user who you are following on request exception. When they will accept your request, so it will start showing that user in your following list. Okay, pretty simple thing. So now after implementing these two functionalities, come back to fragment 4, because now we will have a separate node where we store the value of user we are following. Here simple, you can see, or when you will see this database reference, you can understand easily that how exactly the database structure is. So this is following list, this is a user who have following, and this is the data of users who they are following. There is only two things: name, user ID. That's all we need for now. So for fetching, simply Firebase recycler options, following request member is the model class, and then simply create this query. After that, recycle adapter. Story view holder is the class for fetching the data. Okay, it is a static class. It will work, I mean, it will work as a static class. So after that, you have to simply write holder dot set following dot get activity model dot get name. I have already shown you the code in this story activity, story view holder, sorry, that this is the method that we are working on, set following. Okay, so inside the set following, then you have to get the user ID, and when user will click on that image view, so what we will do, we will simply create set on click listener. We will use an intent and pass this user ID in the show user activity. That was a complete change that you have to do. Okay, so this is how we will fetch the story of people we are following. Now I will show you the following reference as well, otherwise you guys may write something wrong and you will start facing error. So here you have to give the following reference, okay, following and child current user ID, and after passing that data, here when you will run the application, so it will fetch the stories of people you are following only. And here you can pass the same layout, story layout, okay, and then recycler view story Firebase adapter. So that was a complete part of code that you have to write in order to fetch the story of user you are following. Okay, so this till this part of video you will fetch the story of people you are following. Now I will show you how can you make delete operation after 24 hours of story upload. So that part is also simple. You just have to simply use the recycler view. I have already shown its code in the beginning, okay, that this is a recycler view that we are using. So guys, now in this recycler view, uh, horizontal recycler view, we are fetching the story, I mean we are fetching the data of following reference that exists in our database, okay. But now the recycler view that we are using here we will fetch the story of specific users, okay. So we are not going to fetch a following reference, we are going to fetch story of a specific user, that how many stories that user have uploaded. The thing is very simple. In the horizontal recycler view we are fetching this reference, okay, but in the recycler view for deleting we are fetching this reference. Inside this node whatever data will be stored we will fetch it, okay. So now after writing this recycler view code, you just have to come back in the fragment 4 and we will start from the very top. You just have to declare a variable for recycler view which is rv_delete. After that you have to create a reference for that rv_delete, okay. So I will show you the complete code. Here we have this rv_delete get activity rv story delete 4. Then we have to use linear layout manager for fetching data. Then later we will pass the reference of deleting all story dot child. Here you can see that we will fetch data inside current user ID, okay, and it is a reference for card view, okay, which we have here. So that reference is for this card view, okay, that's circular card view here, card view 3. So we will make it transparent when user have no story. Let's say for example you are the user, you have uploaded some stories. When you will open fragment 4, so it will start showing as red color. And guys, if you have not uploaded any story, so it will appear as transparent or no red circle. You can understand simply just like Instagram, okay. So you have to give its reference card view card view card view 3, fine. Then after that you have to do a very simple validation that here Firebase database reference, okay, control plus Z. And if all story have value current user ID, so we will make it open story. Yes, we will make open story. It is just a global string with I have initialized as a null value, and then you have to make it transparent in the else part, okay. Now for deleting story, simply create a method delete story, okay, and also create a method check story. So inside this delete story, what you have to do, you have to simply use a Firebase cycler options, okay, create options and story delete reference I have already shown you. After that you have to pass model class static class, and again the same code for fetching data from Firebase. Simply use this recycler adapter. Inside it you have to fetch three values: time, end, get key, post URI, okay. And then this is a method set story that I have shown you, that we are not passing any values inside it. It is just for fetching the data in a sequence. And after using this you just have to create a method which is holder.delete story. Simply pass four parameters, which is going to be key, time, end, current user ID, post URI. And after that inside it here you can see that we are performing the delete operation of a story specifically, okay. So this is how you can delete a specific story when you will open the fragment 4, and if the story have crossed 24 hours after upload, so it will simply delete that specific story, not all stories, fine. So guys, this was a complete code that you have to write in order to fetch story of people you are following, in order to delete story after 24 hours. So I have shown you the complete code. I have also shown you the XML code of uploads show story, I mean story activity. So I hope you guys like this tutorial, you like this logic, which is very simple to implement, and you can implement, you can add complex features in your application by following this logic. So if you like this tutorials, please like, share and subscribe my channel, and for source code visit rajansharma.com. Thank you for watching.